Hi all, welcome to Chess 24/7 and you are encountering another stream for the week. And unfortunately, I could not stream yesterday. I was having a severe headache yesterday. Anyhow, we are back to the lab and let's get started. Now, let's start with a few puzzles before I start playing the games for the day. Yeah, let's solve a few puzzles here. Awesome. So we are, let me just switch the OBS settings. Yeah, so we are right in this position. So let me just do a quick material check. He's got 7 pieces, 7 pawns. I've also got 7 pawns, although I have double pawns on the G file. Yeah. Mhm. I'm more interested in the king side because all these pawns are kind of they're not going to move. I mean, my opponent will not capture this pawn right away because I mean the idea is to play king f3, g3, and h4. Takes, and then I get the f4 square for my king. That's one idea. And I can start with king f3 or king f2 if that's the idea. The other good move is king e3 also, but I mean if he captures that would be bad because then I capture on d4 with my king and then the pawn on d5 will fall eventually. Other than that, I don't see any move here. This side is, I mean I can capture on c5, but pawn captures on c5 and then he has a better pawn structure in the center. So my idea is king f3 or king f2. I'll go for king f3 here because this brings my king towards center of the board. Let's go for king f3. Okay, and that's not the right move. What is this? King e3, king d3. What's the move? Let's see. Oh wow, taking on c5. And then what? King e7, king e2. Yeah, okay, this is maybe the pawn will fall. Okay. Hey, why am I getting endgame puzzles? I haven't filtered out the puzzles as such. Okay, so now if I capture on f5, sorry f4, king f4, I can play king b5, a3, king a4, maybe king e5, king a3, king d5, king b4, and then my pawns are rolling. Now I can capture on b4, but he can come to d4 and gain an opposition. Can I play king c4 here? Still putting some pressure on b4, but now I'm taking the d4 square away from my opponent's king. He can play a3 there, but that's bad because I get to play king c3. King c, yeah, okay. I mean, I think king c4 is a bit better move here because if I capture on b4, he can play king d4. King a3, he can play king c3 maybe. I'm not sure. I mean, taking on. Let's capture the pawn. Is it king c4? Yeah, king c4 was the move. Hmm. What's such problem with king b4? King d4. Isn't my pawn queening first? Oh yeah, it won't. Nice. Okay. Again, some sort of an endgame puzzle. So he has got 3, 4, 6 pawns. So I've got 3 and 6 pawns. So materially we are equal. Although this bishop is a little better, I would say. But I've got knight e3 and c5 or e5 are some good squares for my knight on e1. Hmm. Knight f3. Hmm. But I don't really see the follow up after knight d3 here on knight f3. Okay, I get to play my knight to. In that scenario, knight d3 is better because I still eye both the squares. Hi, Fictionverse. Nice to have you on stream, man. Let me know if you are up for a game. You can ping me your username and we can go for it. Anyhow, knight d3 is what I'm thinking about. And that's not the move. Let's see what's the move here. Knight f3. But I don't really understand why bishop b4 was played. Okay, I really don't see. Is he coming to b1? Let's say if I make. Oh, nice. Now the rook is kind of trapped. Nice. Okay, now I've got queen f6 check, and that is met with either of the rook blocking the check. I think knight f6, sorry, queen f6, the g2 rook would come to g7, still controlling the last rank. Um, let's first start with this. Okay, wow, I was expecting the second rook to come to g7. Anyhow, now I've got knight f4, or maybe knight, or maybe rook. Oh wow, he's threatening me a mate on g2. I did on h2. I just did not acknowledge that. So knight f4 or f4 could be one idea. But knight f4 looks good. I counterattack the rook. Knight f4, and then I can bring one of my rooks to g1. Yeah. Wow, awesome. Finally, first puzzle of the stream. Okay, so he's attacking my king, which is quite exposed. If I do a material count, he's got 3, 4, 5 pawns. I have got 4 pawns. He has got 2 minor pieces. I have 2 minor pieces. So materially, I'm down by a pawn. Also, my king is quite exposed, but so is my opponent's king. Hmm. So he's threatening me a mate on f7 right now. And there could be some tactics with the knight on d4. But I don't see how to go about this. Rook c4, knight c4. But then what do I achieve with this? I don't achieve anything, yeah? Oh wait. Oh wait. Rook b2. King b2. And then I've got queen b8 check. But then he's threatening me a mate on f7. That's the issue, yeah? What about knight b3? Let's say if king goes to, I don't know, c2 maybe, and then what do I get to play? Knight b3, or maybe let's say king b1. Then it's knight d2, rook d2 is there. Hmm. Rook c4, knight c4. Um, Either it's going to be rook c4, here, rook c4, knight c4, knight b3 check, king c2 is also there. Hmm. Rook c4, knight c4, and bishop d4, knight d4. I don't see what's the point here. And let's say rook g5, you can still capture on f7 with checkmate. Yeah, not exactly sure how to proceed with this puzzle. Let me see. One idea could be bishop d4, knight d4, and rook b2 maybe. But then, if king b2, I've got rook, queen b8, and I pick up the knight. But after bishop d4, knight d4, rook b2, he can still capture there. The other idea, I'm going to go for rook c4 here. Yeah, and then knight b3 check. If king c2, maybe now I can play queen b8. If knight d4, uh, then knight d5 is not possible. So yeah, this is my idea. But hmm, queen, but I've also got queen d7. But then knight e5 comes to play, and then I've got queen v7 maybe. Is it queen b8? What's the move there? What is this? Oh wow, that's so nifty. The queen is trapped. Wow, such a nice move. Another endgame puzzle. I wasn't expecting this, to be honest. Um, okay. So I don't really see. So he has got what? One, two, three, four, six pawns. I've got three, six pawns. So materially we are equal. I think king e6 is a better move here. King e6. Because anyhow, none of us can really do much about this. However, something like king e6 is met with what? Pawn b5 maybe? I mean, there could be something on the queen side that we need to keep an eye on for. Let's say c5, pawn b5 is there. then c4 maybe. Now one idea could be c5 if pawn b5, c4 captures, captures. But then these two pawns will be really a mess for me because he can play b6 maybe, c3, b7, king c7, e6, c2, e7. I promote and he also get to promote the pawn. Hmm. King e6, king g4. King e6 and then c5 would be an idea. First, I mean, I can also capture on a4. Now, now if I play c5, he can still capture there. Pawn b4, and then c5. And now king f5, I'm still in the square of the pawn. However, I can't capture the g5 pawn. Other idea would be king e6, king g5, king d7. He can't really do about anything about it, right? Maybe king f4, or maybe king e6, king f4, king d7, king comes to e5, king c6, king f6, king c5, king g6. And then I've got d4 there. Let's say if he captures king d4, and now it will take him what, 4 moves, and it will take me 4. Could be that idea. What about d4? But then pawn d4, king d4, and he has got c6 there. And if I play d3, he has got something to go for. He can play something like king f3, d3, c7, c2, king f1, king d2. He promotes, and I also promote with check. Okay, that's also interesting. I can go for d4 here maybe. Wow, is it king d? Okay. Hmm. Let's see. There is some pressure in the center, especially on these squares, on the dark squares. Um, Pawn e5. If bishop e5, knight e5, it's a pawn e5. Oh wait. There's some pressure on d4 also. Pawn takes, knight takes, bishop takes, rook takes, and then I've got queen g3 there. You can capture with the bishop check, knight check, and then queen g3. I'm winning the rook on e5 there. Nice. Only if this pawn was not on f6, that would have been a mate on g7. Anyhow, I've got bishop g6, knight. Oh wait, yeah, knight g6, pawn g6. Let's say bishop g6, f7. Let's see, knight g6, pawn g6, bishop g6, f7 check, and that would be a mate. Oh, no, bishop f7 is there, but then I've got queen g7 mate happening there. So it's either knight g6 or bishop g6. One of these minor pieces have to be sacrificed. I am getting a call, guys. I'll be back in a moment. And I'm back, guys. Yeah. Okay, so I'm thinking about knight g6 or bishop g6. One of these two moves. Bishop g6. But he's also got rook e7 there. What about bishop f? So, no, let's say rook f7, king f7, bishop knight. That doesn't work that way. The problem is with bishop g6, he can first capture on e7, pawn e7, queen e7. Oh wait, knight g6 check is better because if rook e7, knight e7, and it's almost made. So yeah, knight g6 is the move because if pawn g6, oh my bad. Yeah, so I'm thinking about knight g6 here, which prevents knight rook e7. If one of the, let's say knight e6, pawn e6, bishop e6, rook captures, pawn captures, queen captures. Bishop f7, queen f7. I'll go with knight g6 here. Yeah, okay, now what? Should I? Okay, I can still threaten the mate. Oh my bad, I didn't see that one. Should have been easy. Anyhow, let's try to hit 2400 in our puzzle rating before we start playing a few games. Yeah. Okay, so my queen is hit. I'm down by. I mean, as in the exchange sacrifice is not in favor of white. He has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pawns. I've got 3 and 6 pawns. So materially we are equal. Um, d7 doesn't work because queen d7 is there. Oh wait, queen c6, rook c6, d7. Uh, yeah, so okay, this is interesting. Queen c6, rook c6, and then bishop c4. Sorry, bishop c5 is interesting because if rook c5, then I've got e7. Sorry, d7 there, and there's no way to defend the pawn. Um, queen c6, rook c6, d7 is met with rook d6. So after queen c6, rook c6, if I play c5 with the idea of playing d7, he can play something like maybe rook c8, d7, rook d8, and then I've got c6 with the idea of bishop b6. Yeah. Now it's going to be c5, I believe. Pawn c5. Bishop c5 looks very interesting. Bishop c5. If king f8, I get to play d7 check, and then I'm promoting. Yeah. Bishop c5 looks very attractive to me at this point of time. Because if I play c5, he has got king f8, and if d7, the king can come back. Yes, let's go for bishop c5 here. Awesome. Wow, we are in 2400 range. Okay. Uh, let's start playing a few games now, maybe. Yeah. Let's go for a 10-0. Let's see what do we get. Okay. I'm playing with white pieces. Let me change the OBS settings here. Okay, we've got d5, go for c4, and let's knight f3 here. E6, now e3, bishop check. I've got something like what? Bishop d2, maybe? Okay, wow. Now he's threatening bishop b5 there. Guys, I'll be back in a moment. Yeah, so now I'm thinking about. I really don't know. Let's go for this. If bishop comes to b4, I have got a3 there. I'm not sure how to play this particular line. Yeah. The only good thing that I see in this position for white is that this pawn is my opponent's knight. Now I can play b5, sorry f5 there, which I want him because then I'll get the e5 square. Yeah, nice. I've castle now. Probably play b5, c5, sorry b4, c5 at some point of time with the idea of playing bishop b2 and knight e5. Okay, I'm still not really. I would love to capture with my knight here. If he captures, that's good because I get to shut down this bishop as well. And now f3 is also coming in. Nice. Okay, now I can bring my other rook. Now bishop b7 will be a mistake, I believe, because I can capture. And if pawn captures, then I capture on f5. However, I can capture there, right? And there could be some pressure on c7 at some point of time. Now there are some light square weaknesses against my opponent's king. Um, capture. Queen b3 maybe. Or maybe let's just play queen c2. Now I'm threatening to capture and then capture on f5 later on. Also there's some pressure on c7 now. And because he has played b6, I guess it will be a little difficult for him to fiancate his bishop just like that. Yeah, this is what I wanted him to do. To do capture on c4. Because now I can capture. And now there's pressure on c7. And also this pawn is very weak. I can put my queen or bishop there. Okay, well, that's fine. And now what? I can play something like my pawn is hit right now. Let's just defend this. And now I'm threatening maybe. Okay, if I play e4, he has got knight f4. One idea could be to play queen c4, capture on f5. Yeah, and I don't want him to open that file. I want to keep these everything close because I have more space here. Now queen c4 could be one idea. Capture on f5 and then capture. Oh, I can't really because the queen is also having an eye on d5. My bad. Now c6 square is very very juicy for me. e4, knight f4. Or I capture on f5. Only problem is this bishop might become a little active here. Let's go for this. Because I've got knight c6. Even if knight f4 comes into play, I can play knight c6, shut down that bishop. The idea is to get, yeah, okay, that's fine. Knight c6 is coming into picture now. Oh, but I can't really do that because then but then at least let's win that pawn or maybe create some weaknesses. So f pawn, this diagonal will become weak, I believe. So that's fine. And this pawn, he should capture with the e pawn. Yeah, that's fine. That is better. I've got something like what? I'm just focusing on c7 pawn here. How is he going to defend that? Also, there could be some pressure on g7 at some point of time after d5, and I can move my knight somewhere. d5 and knight c6 maybe. But then he has got something like queen c7. Yeah, could be, could be. How would he defend the pawn there? That's a big question. Hmm. I can just capture on knight c6, bishop takes, queen takes, maybe rook f7 could be one idea. Let's just then exchange if I don't see any other way. Also, I have a4 and bishop a3 could be one idea. Maybe I can now double up on the c file. If this bishop ever moves, I can also sacrifice on g7 at some point of time. And knight g6 is another idea. Knight g6 with the idea of knight e7. Yeah, that looks good. Knight g6, if rook f6, knight e7. Um, Now I can play d5. If bishop d5, then knight g6. I attack the rook. Yeah, let's go for this. Let's bait him into capturing on d5 because knight g6. Now, yeah, that's good. Let's just come here. I'm also attacking the pawn. If rook f7, that's fine. Knight e7 still comes into play because I'm still defending the rook on c7. Awesome. Maybe I'll just capture with this now. There's a lot of pressure on g7 now. Knight f7 could be an idea. Or bishop f7 could be another idea. Okay, that's fine. But this allows me to play. What should I go for? But I can still capture on g7 with my bishop now on the next move. And that's fine if he exchanges. It was kind of uh, important to capture that rook. Otherwise, bishop g7 was coming into play. He should have played something like bishop g4 maybe. And then if a4. So I have a passed pawn here. Okay, now I can go for something like this. With the idea of playing b6 and b7. Because I'm forcing him to come to e6 with his knight maybe. Rook captures. If king h8 is bad, but then king f8. But I can just play bishop c3. Had my bishop been on a3, then this knight would have been kind of trapped. Not exactly trapped, though. Anyhow, let's capture here maybe. And rook h7. Also b6, b7 is coming. It's extremely difficult now. Yes, capture now. That's fine. Now I just need to make sure I don't fall for any fox. That's bad, yeah. It's winning. Okay, it was a pretty good game. I just need to focus on the opening part, I would say. Yeah, let's go to. Oh, wow. We are in 2100. Finally, after a long time, I see 2100 as my rating. Can't hold my excitement. Anyhow, let's see. With this, I want to see if 94 is a good move here or not. Okay. This does give me a little advantage, 0.6 advantage. Knight c3 is good here. If I play knight c3, what would have been my advantage? Oh, okay, almost equal. Okay, so I did not play very well, I believe, in this game. Yeah, so bishop c4, I saw bishop c4, but I wasn't convinced with that. Yeah, in fact, is d5 a good move here? Yeah. So I'm very proud of this d5 tactic. And to be honest, I completely ignored this knight e2. I did not even notice that this was possible. Anyhow, I'll be calling it a day because I have some festivities going in my home today. So yeah, I'll be calling it a day a little soon. Anyhow, it's been pretty eventful. I reached a rating of 2400 in puzzles and finally reached 2100 in rapid. So yeah, with that said, let's call it a day. And if you enjoy what you saw, then do give my channel a shot. I stream on every weekend. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. I stream chess videos, and if you liked what you saw, then give this video a like and subscribe.